See if we can burn a bit more time. Maybe we'll make one more fire, play some music, get this down under 12 hours, and then before we wrap for the night. I don't know, we might be able to knock out a couple things depending on what else we can do. We could pick away at our home for a little bit. We've made 2 trips, 2 round trips up to that spider and back today already. Our little insect friend, our little arachnid friend, has been a bit of a disappointment today, though he's working hard, I'm sure. At day 384, right now the game seems to have a lot of hidden features. Okay. I'm looking forward to seeing more. We were still speculating as to whether or not the border around the screen is used for anything other than being a border. It would be really neat. You won't spoil anything. Okay, cool. Yeah, no, I really appreciate it. Looking forward to seeing what the game has to offer. Just Awaken the King. Have you clicked on Awaken the King early? I have not done that. And I don't mind you telling me if the shade says, oh no, it's not time yet. But that would be nice to know so that I don't worry about accidentally clicking it. Like, you know, there's a part where you can jump and he's like, oh, I can't jump yet. I was worried about trying that at first because I thought that maybe he would jump and just bad end. Let's try another fire. Oh, we got like a purple crystal because this one's more pink. Okay, let's go ahead and move that over here with the other ones. Just shade dialogue. Oh, okay. I was worried that would be another opportunity for like a bad ending or something. We have plenty of coal. Let's make another fire. And let's pick away at the house for a bit. No, down, down, down. Yeah, we're getting like 7 times speed right now. So let's, yeah, I don't see anything moving up the list. I guess Streamlabs jumps around whenever we have that lag spike. We get it about once every half hour. You just need like a good reboot later. I did. I've picked all that, like most of that up. We just got 5 from mining coal in the actual coal mine, but I kind of wish I didn't spend the time doing that because it took longer than just walking and picking up 5 coal along the way. Oh, something fell next to our feet. Another piece of coal. It crashed your PC like 3 times. It's I was looking at the measurements for it. Like it's been friendly to me so far. Like it does hit lag spikes on occasion, but the amount of CPU it's using and memory doesn't seem to change when that happens. So I was worried it was another piece of software or that it was Chrome. We were reading the news earlier and Chrome could have been up to no good. But yeah, it only uses like 6% of my CPU and like 130 megabytes of RAM, so I don't know. Oh, we clicked. Keep working, bud. Try to burn off some more this hour. Try to get it under 12. You mess with the full screen settings? Is that what does it for you? I kind of have my game forced into a window. You can kind of see this like brown line at the top and bottom here where the window's a little deformed because I have an application that is called Sizer, and Usually before streaming a game, I have the application sizer force it into a certain size window that'll fit nicely on the stream. Usually if there is a bar at the top, then this is the perfect size, but because the game doesn't have a bar at the top, it's kind of squeezed it into that shape, and you can kind of see my border on the left and right sides of the screen too because of that. Anyway, long story short though, I got it into the size that I need, and it doesn't tend to, hasn't been causing any issues, which is nice. It's at least one of the friendlier ones when it comes to like clicking outside of the window and whatnot. Some games want to capture your mouse and not give you the option to let it go free, but when I'm streaming I like to have that option so I can kind of like move my mouse over to the left and like look at the map or jump over to the browser if I need to do something over there. I like how he's just kind of slowly scooting forward. If you look at his feet, if you look at his feet closely, he's like just sliding forward just a little bit every time. A little bit more of a visual example of progress than when we're trying to get that coal and he's just sitting there for forever. So I wonder how far this staircase goes before it levels out. Have I named the dude yet? No. I can name the dude? I didn't know that. The shade? Or the moose head on the wall? Could give him a funny name if we can name him. Or do you mean just in general calling him a name? Because my nickname for him is Charred Mr. Burns. Somewhere between a mosquito and one of the orphans from Oliver Twist. Like he was just born. How is he already bald? We were speculating earlier though about his backstory, because he does say some things that make it seem like he's not just born, just created. Like he says this is the loneliest I've ever been. Like, I mean, that's possible. I mean, it's possibly true even if he's like new to this world, but does he have a previous life? If so, does he remember it? Now we're kind of sliding into the wall and it's opening up. We're kind of more covered. We have more wall room. We could put more paintings over here. So we've got it down under 12. Now we just have to make a judgment call how long we want to sit here and pick at this before. And like tonight, we've been streaming for 3 hours, 10 minutes. How long have I as a streamer been streaming in general? I started streaming on Twitch in January of last year. So about a year and 2 months. Oh, we clicked. We must have clicked. Previously, I did do game reviews and some Let's Play stuff for YouTube. And that was over 5 years ago. That was maybe pushing 8 years ago. So there's a lot of content over on my YouTube channel for series that I had regarding like classic NES games and taking a look at indie games and stuff like that. So I have a little bit of experience of like talking in general at the computer. And so I do a little bit of that even when no one's watching here, because I then like to save all of my VODs on the channel, so you can go back and watch anything that I've done, any series that I've done there. And then I also send it over to YouTube. I try to cut them up into episodes if I can. Just kind of fills in gaps a little bit, makes like half-hour YouTube videos instead of like giant 4-hour long YouTube videos to watch. And I kind of space those out to release like day over day over time. So if there's anyone who specifically only follows me on YouTube, they could see it that way. But I also kind of want to try to coerce them to come over and watch me on Twitch if they want to. But it also keeps a good record of everything. You can go back and see, you know, the games I've played in the past, the mistakes I've made in the past, things like my equipment getting a little bit better. Yeah. I mean, I know a lot of streamers go back and watch their old stuff and it's kind of cringy. I don't know if I'm just kind of cringy when I go back and watch what I did the night of. But yeah, no, I'm getting a lot of practice. And this game in particular has been a good exercise in conversational conversational content with people coming into chat, but also in just patience and not feeling like you have to fill every single second with sound. We have been doing a lot of talking, but there are a lot of games where you have to try to find a moment. Like I was talking about earlier, playing a narrative game, the streamer wants to like comment on stuff and you have to kind of find those moments in between the story to comment on things. But a game like this, you know, you want to enjoy the atmosphere a little bit. We also don't want to drive people off by making it really dull, but if you're in it to watch this game, then that's kind of part and parcel, right? So that's one thing that drew me to it. When I saw the trailer for it, I was like, I'm going to try that. That's going to be an exercise for me. And like you could see, there aren't a whole lot of people on tonight, but you've been cool. Strat's been cool. We had a couple new people tonight. Optimus, Ziamath. You know, I figure if anybody joins for this, then they're in it to get to know me. Because you know what this game is going into it. And if you don't, which I've noticed a couple people just come in and just right back out again, that's fine too. But if you wouldn't enjoy watching this with me, then you probably wouldn't even enjoy watching like Fortnite with me. Because if I got 1,000 people watching me stream Fortnite, and I kind of went off on this tangent yesterday too, but it's kind of a different point. If I got 1,000 people watching me play Fortnite, that would be awesome. But how many of those 1,000 people are going to stick around if they don't enjoy watching me? They just want to see you like Fortnite, you know? So I'd rather play what I want to play. And hopefully people enjoy me. Unintentionally, this game is kind of like a bit of an ASMR thing going on. I'm not really intentionally trying to talk low. But there's no reason to shout over this very quiet game. And on its own, because I kind of, you know, the what's the word I'm looking for? Not zeitgeist. Just the huge following and visibility of Fortnite. It is huge, and in that it makes it very annoying for a lot of people who are trying to watch other things or try to get other things off the ground. In itself, I like a good battle royale. Like, I love watching battle royale games. We touched on PUBG yesterday and Fortnite a little bit. And even the new Forza game was actually really fun to watch someone stream. Like anything that's got like 100 people in and the streamer's one of them, and you're kind of watching to see them try to pull off a victory. And even if they don't win, you're like, better luck next time. Oh, that was so close. Or, you know, they pull something amazing off and you got to see it live on stream. Like, that kind of stuff's really cool, and it's against other people, which is really neat. So I do like watching them, but I think it also takes a certain personality to stream a battle royale game and to capture certain exciting points. And I think that's something that I'm still kind of working on personally is I don't know if I capture excitement necessarily. I think that I do a pretty good job of capturing a pretty chill environment. I do a pretty good job of inspection or introspection of what a game is or what it means, or reviewing it by the end. So yeah, I mean, that is the vibe I'm going for, which is just kind of a chill stream. But you know, there is something to be said too for, on occasion, you want something that's kind of got your adrenaline going, or you know, you want to share someone's victory and be like, yes. And I feel like I very rarely have those moments, and I'd like to have more of them. So hopefully I'm able to grow in that way. When can we make a bed? I would love to make a bed. We've dug so far into this cave during this conversation. And we've given the spider another hour to make his web, but we're almost down under the 11th hour. Our fire's almost burned out, which I guess that's what I was going for, was to try to pick as much of this away as we could within one fire. Does it tell you when you're almost ready for the bed? Because I got a ton of wood and a bunch of moss, but I guess I still need more because it hasn't given me the option to make the bed. And if you're several days in and you still have like another piece, then I probably haven't found it yet. This is the bedroom? Oh, okay. So I'm assuming that once we carve this completely out, that maybe it'll give me the option or tell me more. Watching that fire fizzle this last little bit here. Cozy and dank cave. It is kind of funny. Like with any other game, I notice people pop into chat. Or they pop into as a viewer. They don't necessarily chat all the time. But they'll pop in and they'll stick around for like 5 minutes. But with this game, they pop in, and if it's not their game, they're just out. I don't know, like I said earlier, I don't blame them. It's kind of funny. It's almost like a great filter for patience, which I'm fine with right now. Like any other time, I'm like, give me as many viewers as possible. You know, as a streamer, you want viewers, you want people chatting. But for this game, like, I don't want somebody complaining about it, you know? It is what it is. Says Lovey. Right? And it's I kind of talked about this early last night, but it's like active time based, so it's not just one of those idle games that you would play on your mobile phone where you just like hit a button and you're like, make this, and it's like, come back in 2 hours. Like, there's a little bit of that, but you get back from the game if you actually participate, which I like. I like the aspect of having a time multiplier in your room. I could be wrong, but I feel like we're almost done with this, because it kind of looks like the room rounds out right here with some of the background. Hello, Minecraft. Now, see, that would be a good comment, just to pop in and be like, is this Minecraft too? Yes. Yes, it is. Fire's almost out. If it fizzles, then I'm almost inclined to either start another one or just keep at this for another couple minutes and see if we're almost done. Feel free to use more emotes if you want, you guys. They pop up on the screen down here. Let the viewers know how you're feeling. Like on YouTube, when I upload these VODs, they can only hear my responses to what you're saying, and that's why I try to read what you're saying a lot. But if you want to show them what you're thinking, use some emotes, and they'll pop up and they'll be forever captured in the VOD. Yeah, it looks like it's rounding out right here. Still trying to get your head around the Instagram line break thing. Other than that, it's fine as it gets. I guess some of them show. Did those show? I missed that. I didn't glance over and see if the seems good showed. I'm gonna try it. Yes, it did. Yeah, like I said, I would like Google it and see, but it's possible that they just remove it for their own design purposes to keep people from doing like 100 line breaks or something. Just use like 50 non-breaking spaces. See if you can force it to do its own line break. What goes through his mind when he's like, just a little bit more? I didn't think I clicked on anything. It's another way of communicating. I mean, if you think about all the people that are just really, really into it, they weren't doing anything in the first place. They were just watching it on TV. Oh, are these stairs? Does it keep going? There's stairs, then we need to start another fire. And a lot of digging. Did it give me an option right there? Build bed. 15 moss, 8 wood. This would be a nice place for a bed. I would need 20 moss and 10 wood. So I need 2 more wood, 5 more moss. We picked all the moss when we started today, so I don't know if it's grown back just yet. But we have passed a lot of time. Seems to be a science getting line breaks to work in Instagram. I'm obviously too much of a boomer. Might buy myself a walker and set up a flower garden instead. And then take a picture of it. And then print that out. And then take a Polaroid of that. And then scan that in. And then upload that to Instagram using Internet Explorer. Hey, from Zero. New fire. Let's work on this just a bit more. I'm liking where our bedroom's going here. Nice. Get a little bit more going here. Boomer. Okay. We'll go a little bit further. We're having a nice conversation. Then I guess we'll walk back up to the spider one more time before we end for the evening. Probably before the hour. Great question. It is about waiting. It is about patience. It is a meditation on patience, in my opinion. So it's definitely you're either gonna like the idea or you're gonna hate it, and you're either gonna enjoy watching it or you're just gonna hate it. So I wouldn't blame you if you're just like, what? But this game is about a king who is right outside of our bedroom, out that door up there, who's sleeping for 400 days, and you're a shade, whatever a shade is. He either created you or he woke you up in his hand, and he tells you to wake him up in 400 days. Since then, you know, you have to find ways to kill the time. So you have your little chair you could sit in, you could read books, and they have actual real books like Moby Dick even that you could read. The Iliad. But as you page through the books, you get time ticking off. As you beautify your room, you get a time bonus while you're in here. So as you notice, like 7 seconds are ticking away every second. So we have like a 7 times bonus going on right now. But But yeah, so I mean, he tells you to wake him up in 400 days. Now, some other stuff has kind of opened its way up over time. Like, we've read some information about the king. When he awakens, he's supposedly supposed to cause the apocalypse. So do we want that to happen? We're also kind of hinted, there's a hint that we're going to be able to possibly leave if we want to and not wake him up. Do we want to do that? Is it one or the other? So there's a couple of different options it seems like we're going to have as time goes on. Yeah, I like the concept so far. I'm streaming it as kind of a challenge to myself, not a challenge to do the whole 400 days. Like, I mean, sure, if we get around to that, I'll be checking back on it and we'll see. But more that this game is very hard to stream, and I need practice. Like, I want to develop myself a little bit more as a streamer. So yeah, I mean, the art and the aesthetic helps because it is an interesting game. And in the same way, so little is going on at any given point that it helps encourage me to engage with you guys in chat a little bit more. Better than Fortnite. Yeah, and also resist that urge to force myself to resist that urge to just force myself to talk every 5 seconds. Like, take a breather. It's a slow game, and everyone watching knows it's a slow game. Hey, Atomic. You know, I'm not sure, and I'm trying to avoid spoilers, so I haven't really looked anything up. I did get a glance at some other streamers that were doing it, like last night when I was when I raided somebody when I finished for the evening. Sent like a couple people over to a streamer that had been going for a little while. It turns out they were AFK and just had their shade walking through the Hall of Eternity overnight. But when I noticed that, like, everyone was still in like the 390s on there at least, and then Pen Kicks. How do you pronounce your name, by the way, Pen? But how far did you say you were? Let me scroll back here. You said you're a few days ahead of me. Where did you say that? Didn't you? Anyway. Pen Cakes. I like it. He's just up in there. 12 hours? Oh, 384 in 12 hours. So you're a good, yeah, like 13 days ahead. But the thing is, the game only came out, what, like 4 days ago? 3 or 4 days ago? So you get these bonuses in here in your room. If you keep that fire going, then you get like a 7, I would have like a 7 times bonus. So that would be, what is my remaining calculator here, 397 days. Why is calculator lagging? 397 divided by 7. We could do it in like 56 days. But something tells me that there's even more bonuses for us to get. Oh, we have stuff in the wall here. Is it though, Strat? No, and I read through the part of the poems one, and of course read through his thoughts, but when it comes to like Moby Dick and the Iliad and stuff, I've just kind of like paged through it to get the bonus. But if I was playing this solo, because I don't know if you guys want me to read Moby Dick to you, but if I was playing this solo, I might actually stop and read the books, because you might as well, right? You gotta kill the time anyway. But no, to your point, Strat, like, stream content, kind of. Thanks for the follow from Zero. Explosion of Mr. Miyagi. He's still asleep behind his cat post, so I can't really turn on the cat cam because he has decided he doesn't want his bed tonight. Thank you as well, Pen. Pancakes. You're allergic? Well, I mean, this is the perfect way for you to experience cats then. Because it's all digital. You can't be allergic to something digital. Unless it's Fortnite, apparently. I mean, like I said, it's been I see something growing on the ceiling. Maybe I'll find a good spot to cultivate mushrooms down here. Nice. That's kind of what I thought to myself. Like, I thought that this would be an interesting challenge to stream, or just a complete failure and no one would want to watch. Oh no. Well, I'm sure the cat liked you. He stopped. Did he just stop on his own? No, no. He's still going. I'm cool with going a little bit longer. So I'm assuming you had to do something with the cat. They say that cat allergies could be one of two things. Like, you could just be always allergic to cats, which, I mean, if your face swelled up, that might be the case. But they also say that if you go a while without being in contact with cats, that in general, almost everybody is in a way able to be allergic to cat dander and cat hair. If you just, like, your immune system might freak out when you're re-exposed to them after not being around a cat for a while. But then if you give yourself a little bit of time with that cat, then you can acclimate to it. But then again, you know, like you were saying, if it's either a particular cat or something that happens every time, then don't put your don't put your life in danger. Even though I think cats are pretty awesome. And my cat is particularly awesome. He is 16 years old. He has one eye. We have a ragdoll just chilling there. Yeah, Mr. Miyagi is 16 years old. He's he didn't lose his eye necessarily. He had to have surgery for his eye. He had like cataracts or glaucoma or something, whichever has to do with the pressure in your eye. When he was like 2 years old, he wasn't very old at all. He lost his vision in the eye. The vet said that he was probably very uncomfortable, and so we went ahead and paid, had the operation. They removed his eye, and so now he's just got like a closed, like he's winking all the time. And he was super happy. He's been super lovable and happy ever since. He got a little sick this last winter. Oh, I hit space. He got a little sick this last winter. He is completely recovered now. He had a little bit of liver issue, and we took him to the vet for that. Other than that, he's been a very easygoing cat. He thinks he's people. We don't have like more cats. He's lived with other cats in the past though, but he's outlived most of them. And he still gets around just fine. And he's been my longest running roommate. Like, I've lived with him even longer than my wife, and we've been together for like 8 years. Going on 9, I think. So yeah. Oh, he's down here. Let me let him say hi. Come here. Oh, he got up. Say hi. Say hi to the camera. A little closer. Good boy. There he is. I'm down here. I've got his bed set up right here next to the desk, or at least one of his beds. He's got a couple throughout the house, but if he lays down in his gray bed over here next to me, I can turn on the cat cam. I can kind of see it. I can kind of let you see what that looks like here. There it is. But he's not in it right now. He's wandering around. So we've kind of exposed a mushroom area here. Let me walk over here. Do we have the option to like expand it higher, or is this good? Do we just come down here and get mushrooms later? I wonder if we like dig further in. I can hear the fire still going. Yeah, so we checked on the bed. We don't have enough for the bed. We need 2 more pieces of wood and 5 more pieces of moss. I'm not too worried about the moss. We've harvested moss twice now, and it seems to grow back like once a day. So if we don't get it tonight, then we'll have enough moss the next time we jump on. The wood, though, I'm not sure where we get 2 more pieces of wood. We got a lot of wood from the mines. We got a bunch from the railroad track in the mines, and we got some wood when that support beam collapsed, but I don't know where we find more wood just yet. We have given that spider several more hours. We've given him like 3 more hours now. So I don't know if this is almost done or if there's just a bunch more, but we'll go ahead and we'll leave this for now. I've got about 10 or 15 more minutes that I'll be streaming tonight, so let's take some time. Maybe we'll walk back up, harvest the table, right? Harvest part of that bookshelf, though it does leave open the promise of getting a ton of books, and books are a great time bonus. So the only thing I really want to tell you is really think about his thoughts and read them. That we have done, and we've got a few things crossed off. I'll keep checking them though in case he has more that he comes up with. In fact, now that we've expanded the room a little bit, let me check it again before we head out. I called this a moose earlier. I forgot it was a horse. Yeah, let's check his thoughts again. King told me to wait for 400 days, then I should awaken him, and he will end all fear and longing. I wonder what will happen. At least my birthday will be a bit sooner. He warned me that I should never leave these caves. I wonder what exactly he meant by that. I wish I could dream of another place. Which, that might be his bed. If he could sleep, he could dream, right? I'd like to explore the caves, but I feel the presence of a great darkness lurking somewhere. Where is this darkness? Will I ever overcome it? I could really use a map of the kingdom. That we got. Cave is supposedly full of hidden places. I'm assuming we haven't uncovered them all. We did find that one hidden place, and I've been looking everywhere else because I'm super excited about finding hidden stuff. I wonder when I will have discovered every part of the cave. So far I haven't seen anything. I have seen a little bit. I've seen a lot of places, but not... Oh, I jumped forward automatically, but not everything. There's a secret library somewhere in the kingdom. We know where that is. I could use some more books, so I very much like to find it. I really need to read more. My dream would be to find a book that never ends. And we're waiting for that water to fill up, which is supposedly going to take a month. I read about the halls of eternity, a place where time stands still. I have learned that only a fool tries to reach the end of eternity. We went into the halls of eternity. We walked for 4 minutes. We found an item every minute, and then we turned around to walk back out. And we had to walk back out for 4 minutes before we were able to exit. We could go back in there and we can get more loot, but we'd have to invest time, and the timer's frozen the whole time we're in there. Since I have some spare time while I'm waiting, I could try to make some use of it. After all, time goes by faster if you keep your mind occupied. My home is not comfortable enough for this long wait. I wish I had more colors. We got those. I definitely need more pictures on my wall, especially lice pictures. What does he mean by lice pictures? That I don't get yet. You walked for 2 hours? Or did you have to walk for 2 hours back out? I'm assuming you did. Did you find 2 hours worth of stuff? I got about 4 items in the 4 minutes I was walking. I don't know if that's consistent. Maybe Pinkix can tell us. I don't mind that if that's like a spoiler. I don't necessarily need to know what I can find in there. That would be a spoiler, but like, no, nice. I did find some paper and books. But, okay, cool. But then you have to spend just as much time walking back out and you don't get the credit for it on your time. You rug, so nice. I could try to enlarge my little home by hacking through the walls. There are crystals in many colors. I could harvest some of them and decorate my room. A bed would be a nice addition to my furniture. I could probably build one if I had the right materials. I could use some running water. We got that. Not that I have any need for hygiene. I just like the sound. Luckily, I don't need to eat, but it would be nice to grow some pretty mushrooms. So it looks like we're uncovering that room now. It is very lonely down here from time to time. It would be nice to see another pair of eyes. That's the horse head we got. I'd really like to converse with someone, anyone. That we don't have yet. Sometimes a beautiful melody is playing in my head. I wish I could play my favorite tune. So we built our instrument. We got that. I should make a list of my failings. Maybe that will be a small accomplishment at least. So I guess, you know, he started listing his disappointments. Well, I can't think of anything else right now. I guess I'll just continue waiting in loneliness. We've read all the books. Cool. So we don't have any paper right now. You can't interact with this from here, can you? These coals. 75. I haven't sat and stared for a super long time. Oh, we can move it. I like it right here, though. Oh no, is it like permanently turned in that direction now? No, there we go. I like it right there. Good spot for it. All right, let's go. Last journey of the night. Let's go back to the spider. For the third time, you better have had enough time to build that web.